Okay, welcome. I'm going to show you how to connect an iPad to the Mac, send it MIDI info, receive audio info, and record it in Ableton. I'm also going to show you how to use VCV Rack or any other app and send audio right back inside of Ableton and make sure everything is in sync. I'm going to add a pair of headphones to the mix that has a microphone. This is what I'm talking right now on. So bear with me as we plug all this together and make it happen. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is create an audio port that's virtual so I can loop back stuff into Ableton Live. I want the free version, so I'm going to go on the internet and show you this really cool dude. Uh, he made this free device and it's out there, so you just go get it. You just have to know where it is. BlackHole Audio Mac. Go to GitHub. Existential Audio. I can't pronounce it. Mac. Okay, just go there. This guy is so cool. He created a BlackHole as a modern macOS virtual audio driver that allows applications to pass audio to other applications with zero additional latency. How cool is that? Okay, follow me down here to the easy installation instructions and download this, close all running audio apps, right click and open it, install it. It's not going to let you run this at the beginning. I'm going to show you how, and then restart the computer. So I'm going to download it. It's the package you want right here, package. Boom. Okay, once you have it, you can quit Safari or whatever browser you have. Go into your downloads. Go into your downloads and double click the BlackHole. It's not going to let you run it the first time. It'll tell you this message. Security, blah, 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 because of unidentified developer. That's okay. Go into your settings in security and run it anyways. Book. Open. Okay, just go through this. And when I'm going to click install, the sound is going to cut. So I'm going to come back after the reboot. So here we go. Okay, we're back from a reboot, and now in the audio sources, you now see this new guy, BlackHole. Pretty cool. That's my Apple TV, don't worry about it. Okay, so we've got part of our system going on. So we have the audio now flipping back inside of itself right here. But I need MIDI as well. I need to be able to send from Ableton MIDI notes to VCV Rack so it can send it right back to the app. So let's do that right now. If I quit out of here, if I go to Launchpad, Other, and Audio MIDI Setup, it's going to bring up two windows. Audio Devices, which is Windows number 1. Command 1 turns it on and off. And MIDI Studio, Command 2 turns it on and off. Now you can see our BlackHole is here and my external mic and headphones. So now I like to create devices that have all of these together inside of one, by making aggregate device super easy right here. When you do this, the devices that you choose will show up. So I want this, I want the microphone, I want my headphones, and notice in the order that I click them, the inputs and outputs line up here, and there's this color coding to tell you which one is going where. So let me uncheck these again, and I'm going to start, let's say, with the headphones or the microphone, and then I know input 1 is my microphone, and then the 16 inputs from um, 2, 3, la 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 is BlackHole, and then external headphones. Why doesn't this work? If I start on a odd number with one input, then the stereo pairs will be off. So this doesn't work. So it's best to start off with something that has two inputs or pairs of inputs like these 16, and then put my other input at the end. So now it's sitting quietly at the end right here. I'm gonna also put the headphones out, and now I can start using this device, and I can rename it to this cool device. I make a lot of devices all the time. I'll plug in a TR8S, and I want a TR8S and my microphone so I can explain to people what I'm doing. I can only have one kind of input in Ableton, but if I create this, this can be the input in Ableton, and it's using all these guys. Pretty cool stuff. Now, we got the audio part good. Let's create a virtual MIDI driver so Ableton can send notes out of itself. And the apps that listen to MIDI, like VCV Rack, will be able to pick it up. So double click right here and activate this virtual MIDI driver device right here. I can turn it on and then rename. I'm going to rename this Ableton to VCV. It's basically going to output from Ableton right into VCV. When you create these, they come with one in and one out. We're not going to be sending stuff into Ableton as far as MIDI is concerned, but they come together, so you got to take them like that. So apply and close this. We got our routing for audio, we got our routing for MIDI. We're ready to go. So let's do this. Gonna quit out of here with Command Q and fire up Ableton Live. Cool. Now, if I go to my preferences and I go to audio, I can choose a recording device that's called the Cool device. 17 inputs, 18 outputs. And my listening device is going to be the same one. Now I have to configure my inputs and outputs. So input config, going to turn everything on. And my friend Connor told me to only use the inputs I want. So at the end of my project, when I want to run it live or something, I'll go deactivate it, the stuff that I'm not using. Not going to label them now because I don't know where everything is yet, but I'll be doing that soon. Okay, so that's going to be that. And yeah, we're good. If we go to MIDI now, I see my virtual driver, and I'm only using the output. I want to output from Ableton to VCV. So this is the only thing I need to turn on to make sure that Ableton sends MIDI. So let's get rid of all these ugly tracks up here, and just gonna keep the audio track. And I want the audio from 1, 2 from the external. This is BlackHole 1 and 2. So I'm ready to receive audio. So how I'm gonna send MIDI out? Well, I'm gonna create a MIDI track, and I'm gonna say output to VCV, and I'm gonna send in a bunch of notes like this note, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Now, if I press play here, it's going to send MIDI notes out to VCV, and VCV is going to send audio right back into 1 and 2 right here. So we're going to hear the notes play here. What's missing? Well, I haven't started VCV yet, so let's do that. I got VCV configured right here in a weird way. Right now I'm showing you my microphone external device, external microphone, and it's basically just going into the scope so you can see my voice. you're seeing my voice. Okay, now here is where I tell it I want to listen to MIDI, I want the Ableton to VCV to talk to it, send the sound, and go back right out to this cool device. 128 in. Cool. Now, when Ableton plays, it's going to send MIDI, it's going to do its thing and send audio right back out. Hopefully in sync. So let's make sure we have. And this is where my laptop died. Um, I plugged in the power. I'm off the battery. Let's move on. Created a simple kick and playing everything together now. Cool. Now let's add an iPad and make it run with this. Alright, so when you want to connect an iPad, you need just a lightning to USB cable, plug it in, and configure it to send and receive audio using IDAM, inter-device. Let me show it. Hold on. IDAM iOS, Apple website, IDAM, inter-device audio and MIDI. Thank you, Dean Daughters. Enables you to record digital audio from an iOS device without using special cables or audio interface. Also lets you transmit MIDI, tells you all about it on this super cool website. Go read it if you want to learn more about this. This is real cool. So to make it run, you need to go back to your other and audio MIDI setup, plug in the cable from your iPad. Let me show you my iPad first. Let me show you my iPad. Right now my iPad is running miRack, a simple oscillator into a mixer, and it's not getting MIDI right now because I don't have anything connected to it. But when I put the cable in and activate IDAM, it's going to show up right here automatically. So let's do that right now. Plug it in my iPad, makes it land right here, and enabling it adds the iPad to this list right down here, and that means I can add it to this cool device by clicking right here. Now, I got audio coming in to here, but since I'm using a BlackHole, 1 and 2 got used by VCV Rack, so 3 and 4 is going to be the iPad. The audio part is done. The MIDI part, you don't need to do anything for MIDI. As soon as you plug it in, it works, so nothing to do. So quit out of here. And of course, I'm adding a new audio device, so I need to reboot Ableton. So I'm going to save and quit, and just going to come back into my project real quick. And now if I go to audio devices, here I see I have 19 inputs. I'm going to turn them on. So I'm ready, and MIDI, and you're going to see the iPad is here. So iPad out and in. Right now I'm just outputting from Ableton to the iPad, so I need this one. So if I were using, let's say, Rosetta on the iPad and wanted to feed Ableton, I would just turn it on here. Don't need it for now. Could put it maybe for later use. And I need a MIDI track and I need an audio track for the iPad. So I'm going to make the audio track first. I'm going to rename it to miRack. It's taking audio again from 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Be very careful, guys, when you choose. You don't want to choose the mic. If you choose the microphone, it's going to create a feedback loop into itself. It's going to make a horrible noise in your ears and could damage your ears or your speakers. Be very careful when playing with loopback devices. You've been warned. Okay, so I'm gonna choose 3-4. I'm gonna make sure it's ready to record. This is all ready to hear some audio. And if I go back to my iPad, you can tell it's ready to get MIDI. I'm not sending it MIDI yet, but I will in a second after I've created a MIDI track. And so I'm going to do that. Whoops, where'd it go? Drag it down here. Come on. And gonna call it iPad MIDI. And I'm gonna output, of course, to the iPad. And what I wanted to play is the exact same thing. So I'm gonna Alt drag this here. When I play both this whole line here, the iPad is gonna get notes, gonna send them right back into here, and we're gonna listen to them as they come in. So I can have both recording at the same time and also playing the drums. So here we go. So this is pretty cool. If you ever want to get rid of BlackHole for whatever reason, you don't want it anymore, you're not having enough fun with it, it's not making your life so much better, deleting it is simply, I just wanted to show you how to delete it. And go to your Macintosh hard drive. If you don't have a shortcut for your Macintosh hard drive, I'm going to remove it from sidebar to show you how I added this here. You go to Go Computer, you'll see your Macintosh hard drive and just drag it here. Forever you'll have it. I think you're going to like having it. So click here, go to Library, go to Audio, go to Plugins, go to HAL, and delete this folder. If you delete this folder and reboot the computer, you successfully uninstalled BlackHole. It's that easy. I'm going to keep it for now. I'm going to wish you a great day. Let me know what you've made with this. Yeah, have fun.